I'm Varun Nair. Welcome to the Startup Show, which is India's first podcasting series for creative startups on a mission to share their experience, learnings, and new strategies. For today discussion, we have a very special guest, Mr. Suman Gandham, who is a founder of Finin. He's here to explain us his part of the story, his part of the journey. So we are here to help you unveil new concepts of marketing, growth strategies, productivity hacks, and lot more about challenges, because when it comes to any creative startups, when they start from ground zero, there are a lot of challenges which you deal with, people mistakes they make in their long run. So all these things we are going to discuss in this very big show right now. So I welcome Suman in this show right now. So as a founder, he focuses on product, but as a CEO, he considers himself as chief everything officer. He wants to be involved in everything, and he just wants to make sure that product is as per the user experience. So his startup is based in Bangalore. So now he's in Bangalore, very close to our office as well. And so what is Finin is basically is trying to bring new approach for banking. So they help their users to save, manage, track, and invest their money in a very better way. So after working for more than 7 months of hundreds of emails and meetings, they finally got their savings account bank partnership, so which is one of the biggest achievement for them, because after 7 months of struggle. So these are the things which we are going to discuss in this show right now. So with Suman, the founder himself, like why did it took 7 months to get their first savings account bank partnership, and what were the strategies they implemented, what failed and what worked for them. All these things we are going to discuss with him. Thank you, Suman, for being part of this show. I really appreciate for joining this show.
No, well, thanks to you for approaching me and doing this, and the work you're doing and putting the founders on there and letting all the people learn from our mistakes. So I will not say the success, because success everybody have it, but it's about learning from the failure more, what makes other people more knowledgeable.
Exactly. So thank you. I really appreciate, because we had a conversation previously on what exactly our podcasting is. So basically, it was really very welcoming to share his part of the experience, because after working in startup industry from many years, he has learned his upsides, the good part and the bad part. So he is ready to share his experience as well. So first question is, as always, it's very simple. Like, how did Finin get started off, and who is the target audience, and how did you understand your audiences, and what is Finin basically?
Yeah, Finan is a new age banking, it's a digital first mobile only bank, where we do what banks are failing to do. So what's happening with existing banks? So they put their customer into two brackets, age bracket and income bracket. And if you don't fall in any of those brackets, then the bank doesn't cater any services. So and most of the banks, they're interested in cross-selling products which are mass produced, and they push you down your throat, and they just cross-sell all the products which they want to make money from. But when coming to the new age banking, which the exact term is neo-banking, what most of the neo-banks and what Finin does is that we understand the user. So we give them a savings account, we give them a debit card, we help them understand their the spending habits, spending behavior, and we help them to budget their finances in a better way. For example, everybody wants to make a budget, but not many of the people do it because they think it's they think it's a chore. Banking is a chore for many people, but we help it in a very easy way. Like we help them to create budget. Like I want to spend 5,000 rupees eating out. So when you are reaching the threshold, we notify you that both gaya bahar kana, ghar pe khana khana. That kind of thing. And also we help them to save money in a better way. So what happens right now is that saving. I consider we Indians as financially illiterate. We are good at marketing, we are good at everything, but when it's coming to saving money, we get lost because nobody teaches us how to save, how to manage money, right? Managing money is one of the biggest things. So what we do is that we help them to create goals. I think because most of the people, when we talk about goals, they talk about, I want to buy a house in 15 years, I want to buy a car, I want to settle, retire, and everything. But nobody is focusing on the on nearby goals, like right now with easy access to EMIs and lendings and everything, people are getting into a credit crunch. So instead of we letting them into the credit crunch, we help them to save. Let's say you want to buy a mobile in 2 months for 20,000. We help you to reach that goal with multiple triggers on the savings. And also there is no concept of emergency fund in India, right? So if I ask 10 people, nine people tell them that they have no idea of emergency fund and do not have a cushion if they lose their job or something. But what we do is that we help them to create an emergency fund, and we help them to reach and have a cushion of 3 to 6 months. And when they reach that cushion, we help them to invest in the right products like mutual funds or SIPs, because everybody talks about mutual funds, everybody talks about SIPs, yes. And everybody they open the business of newspaper, the business section, and see what is the rate of the shares and everything. But when coming to doing it the right way, nobody does it. So we make it very easy with the user experience, because we understand the user, where he's spending, how much he's spending, what he's spending on. We understand his behavior spending, so we can predict his next month spending, and we help him to put that money in the right way. We want their money to work for them. Instead of they working for money, we want their money work for them and be financially independent and economically stable.
So basically, it's more like a goal-based financial management system.
No, we are a bank.
Okay. And yeah, so basically you will be providing all the necessary financial advices, or basically like financial goals which need to be achieved. Like for example, if I, like you said, and a very classic example of mobile phone or a smartphone which I want to buy, as a bank, you will be providing me and helping me out how to get my things, get my goal, or how to achieve it, right?
Yes, that's one of our features.
Okay. So in a very simple, so it's an application model or SaaS-based model. So what is it?
It's not an application model. It's not a SaaS model. We are building a bank on the existing piggybacking on the licenses of the existing banks and the infrastructure. We built a better user experience, better feature-rich, better engaging bank for the new age people who are digitally savvy and technical.
Okay, so how did this idea come up? How did you come up with this creative idea? Like, you had a personal experience from where you wanted to think like, okay, I need something to manage myself. Like you said, basically millennials and Gen Zs are the people who actually is really bad dealing with finances or managing their money. So how did it come up?
I think it's not just millennials and Gen Z. I think they are much more capable. But it's most of the people, when coming to managing finances is one of the biggest shows for many people. So what happened is as I was living in Europe for the last 16 years, I saw the whole Fintech system, how it changed the whole Europe, right? But when coming to India, everybody is talking about India is underbanked. No, India is overbanked. And technically, when coming to telecom and banking, India is much more advanced than many countries. I would say India is much more advanced than US, much more advanced than Europe, right? Okay. But again, whatever neobanks doing out in Europe, most of the banking platforms in India are doing. Because in Europe, they say instant notification is a big feature for them. But when I came to India, I get like 100 SMS every day telling me about how much I spend and everything. So the problem is that Indian fintech is fragmented, right? There is something for lending, there is something for personal finance management, there is something for investment, right? But again, it's an issue for most of the people to handle everything. So what we do is that in neobank at the end of the day, it's bundling the right products and building the right user experiences and understand the user and create the right thing, right? For example, I see that you look like a person who goes to the gym.
Yeah.
Yes, and me, I'm a person who never works out, and I like to have a beer every day. So, but we pay the same insurance premium if you're on the same age, right? So why a person who is healthy, eating healthy, going to the gym should pay the same insurance premium and other person is not doing that? So we understand the user, what they're doing, and we try to create a better insurance product. Okay, everything is regulated and everything, but we try to get there, provide a better thing. So when I see all these differences, how Indian fintech is fragmented, and what I saw and how things are working in Europe, when I came back to India, I was like brainstorming on this, and I was talking to multiple users, the pain points and everything. The reality is I was trying to launch something else, but when I saw the whole thing, and then I thought that India needs a neobank.
Okay.
And that's how Finin came into scenario.
Okay, so how different? Because most of the company or most of the banks or most of the savings bank have a lot of options, like you said, SIP, even if it is SIP, mutual funds, loans, or anything. They already have the process and the system is already running in India right now. So how are you going to be competing with all the others banks or all the other worldwide banks in India, considering the competition perspective? So how are you going to target this audience and how are you going to get them onboarded to this particular bank?
Simple. The thing is that banks are not our competition. Banks are our partners.
Okay.
All right. I think you will be a very potential customer for Finin. So let me ask you one question. Let me take that stand. So what does your bank give you? What are you doing with your bank?
So I have a savings account bank. I mean, I have a savings account bank, and I'm using it for my all the necessary things for my everyday
Yeah.
activities.
So you receive money, you send money, and
Yeah.
you park your money there. Is the bank
Yes.
doing anything to help you to save or to be financially independent or to budget it properly?
Not exactly.
Yeah, so that's what we do. That's what we do.
Exactly.
What we do is that we are, when we say we are a neobank, we are not just about taking your money and you doing transfer. So making transfers, there are multiple apps, multiple wallets and everything, right? But no, we are not that. We want to build a user experience. We want to motivate the user, motivate our users, encourage
More
our people
personal.
to be more financially independent and
Okay.
involved with their money and save in a better way. And also,
Yeah.
it's about there is easy access to lending. There is easy access to money in the market right now,
Yeah.
and everybody is getting into credit cards. If you see a student who is coming out of the college, he already has a debt of 20,000-25,000 even without having a job. Why? Because of Ola postpaid, because of case and everything. But how this user who's coming out of college and having a first job is going to clear the debt? Because when he gets the first salary, what he wants to do is he wants to buy something for the family. Mother,
Okay.
father, it's my first salary. And the second salary, he wants like, I want to buy a new mobile. And the
Okay.
third salary, he wants to travel, right? So
Yeah.
when he has other preferences, the debt which he owes is on the third or fourth or fifth preference. But what we do is that we want him to take the responsibility of paying the debt and be financially independent, and we help them to reach that, we help them to solve and clear the due. So none of
Okay.
the banks help you do that.
Okay. So, like, yeah, you're right. But just thinking from my perspective, what I think is most of the, for example, me, even I also don't know how the system works, and that is the important part I'm missing out for. Like the financial literacy is very less
Yes.
in India. So how you're going to educate it? Because I don't know how SIP works. I don't know how mutual funds work. Where should I
Yes.
put my amount? So is it like a guide? Is it like a guiding system which helps me to guide through the entire process, or is
Yes.
it like I will take care of it? Don't worry about it.
No, we want to educate our users. We want to do, that's the reason we put a lot of efforts on content marketing. We want to
Okay.
educate our people on what is the right, a lot of people are doing very good things when coming to fintech in India, right?
Yeah.
And most of the people, if you see at multiple startups, they are really educating people on the financials and everything. But
Yes.
again, it's about two things. One about if a product which you are using is educating and helping you out to be a better person financially, it's a
Yeah.
different thing than reading the content randomly, right? So what we
Yes.
do is that we are going to educate our people, whether it can be content size, bite-sized content, or whether it can be exact, product based content. It's always we educate people with the content marketing. We make
Okay.
sure there are a lot of issues. There are a lot of issues which have to be solved, and we are doing it.
Okay. So, so yes, that's a very valid point you have said about it. Just I wanted to like understand. So, considering the product perspective, what was the important thing you focused on to work? Like, for example, the product market fit. So, how did you analyze your product market fit, and how did you work towards it? So, what was the strategy you used for it?
So, product market fit, I did like when I came to India, I was like doing the only thing I was doing for every day is like talk to people, understand how people are banking right now, and what are the pain points, and what are the things they need in their existing banking solutions. So I did around myself. I did around 250 to 300 user interviews, and when you see out of the 300 users, 90% of the problems they are facing are common between all these people, right? So, and these are not something rocket science or nuclear fusion problems, which are not with simple solutions, but none of them are doing it properly. And with this feedback, what we have with the market research, what we did, with what's going on all over the world, we came up with a strategy, we came up with a theory, and that's how we build it.
Okay, great, amazing. So, what are the customer acquisition strategies you used? Like, what kind of qualification metrics did you use to understand your customers?
So right now we are still in the development phase. Right?
Okay.
But we do have a very extensive marketing plan and marketing strategy right now, and which I can't really tell you, but content marketing is one of the biggest, which is going to be a big thing for us. And also, it's all about mouth, right? It's word of mouth, and we are creating some strategies where people will talk about us. If you look at I will take a few names. If you look at Fred, right? The way they did it, whether it's coming to the design or coming to the office, it's a word of mouth. It's not somebody, because most of the fintech apps, PFM, it's like you don't need them until you use them.
Yes.
Right? It's everything. It's like an iPhone. When iPhone came out, people are happy with the normal phone, right? But once they start using a smartphone, and especially iPhone, because of the ease of use and the thing, they are addicted to that right now. So it's the same thing. Most of the products are what people are building, or it's like you don't need them until you use them. But once you use them, you can't get out of it. And these are the things. And it's very bad. It sounds really different for investors, but that's how the thing is that we are not finding a solution for a problem.
Okay.
Sorry, we are not finding a problem for the solution. But there is a solution people are not talking about openly, because they do not know that there is a problem. But when we start talking to them, and it's like fear, because when people come to me, when I say we are launching a bank, and we are launching a bank, that's a big thing, right? And I explain them, and I talk to them like, what are your pain points? What are your things? And then they say, and that's what we are doing exactly. We are trying to solve the problems of the people when coming to banking, when coming to managing their money, when coming to how they save, how they invest, and those are the things.
Okay, understand. So that's very clear, because working closely with the future customers or the kind of users who can probably use it to understand what the problems they're facing, it's absolutely really a wonderful case study. I think you have a wonderful case study you would have worked on right now while you're working on the product. So when can we, so the next big question is, when can we expect this product to be launched?
Ambitiously, I want to launch it by end of March.
Okay.
But again, we depend on a lot of third parties, so it's all about building a bank in India. It's a really a big process.
Yes. So I just want to ask. Sorry to. So I just want to ask the question. Being a fintech company, what are the biggest challenges? Like especially in India, like what are the biggest challenges you face, and what are the things we should keep in mind?
Oh, it's totally regulations, right? And compliance. You really have to follow the regulations of the RBI and compliance of banks and the RBI, and you have to make sure that whatever you're doing it's not a gray line. There is no gray line here.
Challenges when you consider a fintech company in India, what are the things we should keep in mind, and what are the measures we should take?
So, it's all about regulations and compliance in India. Okay, so you really have to look a lot into regulations. You have to look a lot into compliance and see if you're adhering their process and everything. You're following the process and everything. That's one of the most important things, right? And again, it's fintech, it's
Yes.
finance. Finance is you're holding people's money, so
Yeah.
you have to be responsible for that. And and also especially when coming to our product neo banking, we have to partner with banks, and
Yeah.
we have to do a lot of things with banks. And reaching banks in India is really hard if you're not the person, if you don't have the right contacts. And working with banks is hard, right? Because they have to be careful who they are working with, what are the
Yes.
products and everything. So it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. Be patient, be persistent, and you will be there. You'll reach there. So you just have to make sure that your product is right. You are working on the product simultaneously, but also you have to handle multiple things on the side. Every startup, it's not only fintech, right? Fintech, building a startup, it's like it's really hard, and it's about doing everything. So when I
Yeah.
mentioned about the CEO, which is Chief Everything Officer, it's
Yes.
even about buying a pizza and coming down, right? If a Swiggy order comes down, you just have to go and pick it up. You have to make the coffee. You have to do everything. So everybody has to do everything. So building a startup is not easy. A lot of third party and everything. So keep your process. So the most important thing in any startup is a team. So when coming to hiring, you really have to make sure that the team, you have the right team, and
Yeah.
also process. Put a process first, and the culture. Culture fit is one of the most important things. So
Okay.
if you keep this thing, that's what I tell most of the new entrepreneurs to take care of this. And the most important thing is if you fundraise, if you
Yeah.
raise your investment, keep your investors updated, be transparent, and if you have any problem, go to them, because
Yeah.
it's their money and they will do everything to get you out of the problem. So
Yes.
because most of the people, they try not to tell the investors because they think it's hiding thing or anything. But if you have any issues, go to the investors and they will help you out. Be, like I said, in fintech, you have to be responsible with money, but when you raise money, that's
Yeah.
not your money. You have to be very responsible. That's what I would say.
Okay. So, already Finin has raised investments, right?
Well, we are a bootstrap kind of
So,
company right now. We're working on the product and we're going for our next round soon.
okay. Okay, got it. So, how many employees are working in Finin right now?
We are 8 people.
8 people. Okay, and they are distributed into development and marketing, or just development.
So right now we are into product and development mostly, and we have few people for marketing. So
Okay.
we are starting our marketing campaign soon.
Amazing. So, what are the marketing strategies you have plans to work with, or what you have actually worked? Like you said, 7 months. It took 7 months to get your first savings account partnership with the bank, right? So, why did it took 7 months? What was the challenge when we are, struggling to get the first client on
Yeah,
board?
because most of the banks, they do not have their APIs ready. So we will say every bank, everybody in India is talking about open banking and everything, but when coming to the reality, most of the banks, they do not have APIs, proper APIs.
Yeah.
Right? It's all about there are few people doing, few banks are doing really good, and most of the banks are having an API, and reaching out them is hard. So it took us a lot of time explaining what we're doing, how we are doing, and what we should do to get the bank APIs. It's a long process. It's a long process.
Okay.
So yeah, that is one of the main reasons we.
So API is one challenge which you faced while the 7 months of struggle to get one client. I mean, the savings
One
account
bank.
by one bank partnership, right? So apart from that, were there any other, like for example,
Oh
regulations or
yeah.
compliance? There are many. I believe there are many.
Regulation and complaints, it's always we have to follow what the bank says,
Yeah.
and which we do. But other than that, hiring in India is like pain in the wrong place. I
Yes.
will say that. And
Hiring is
it's
always a challenge. I have heard this. I think you would be probably the 20 or 25th people, a person who's saying about hiring is a big challenge in India and anywhere in the world. Let me say anywhere in the world also. If there are some people who are still struggling to find the right team because it's really hard to find the right person for the job. Yeah.
yeah.
So that is a big challenge. So considering the perspective of being a fintech company, and there are a lot of other fintech companies like, application based model, web based, there are a lot of other products. Like you said, you would like to work as a partner for them,
I
right?
didn't I didn't say we are a neobank than a
Yeah.
fintech. Okay.
Okay.
So why I say that is it's like it's a neobank is part of the fintech, but there is this new sector coming up, neobanking, and we
Mhm.
are part of that. I would say there are few people coming up. So what I would say is that yeah, we have to partner with a lot of third parties, right? At the
Yeah.
end of the day, everybody can't do everything. So even
Yes.
unless if you look at few people, they're doing really good job on building the whole proper banking, and we are one of the few people who are trying to build a proper banking for the new India. I would say. And partnering with third parties is always about you have to be persistent. You have to be persistent. You need to have an exact idea on why and which partner you have to partner with.
Okay.
So and reaching them out and putting that everything takes time. So yeah,
Basically
that's,
that.
yeah.
Okay, I understand. So, so what are the next 6 months milestones you're looking ahead to work on, including the product development, and what are the plans and strategies you are going to come up with?
Yeah, we do have some marketing strategies. We are trying to go live soon in a month. So we are trying to go live in a month, and then we are going to beta test. Where we have a huge list of beta users who
Yes.
are actually ready to start using our product. So we are going to beta test it, iterate it based on the user feedback, and we are trying to go live and get some user base and grow and scale. We have
Yeah.
multiple marketing strategies like influencer marketing or content marketing. There are multiple things which we have in the roadmap, and our we want to make a brand in the new banking, and
Okay.
we are trying to reach there.
So at this stage, I will say like the product development is going on. So moving on, there are like big plans coming up. So what probably would the best advice, from the all the previous experience you have worked on with startup, what would be the best advice you want to give to the young entrepreneurs or the other founders to work on, who is really relevantly working on the same fintech companies or planning to work on some strategies or ideas? So what would be the best advice you want to give to them?
Just ship.
Okay.
Okay. Define your MVP features and just ship. Okay. Don't wait for that. I want to be, don't be a Picasso trying to build, I want it to be beautiful. No, it should be
Yeah.
beautiful. It should be right, but you have to define your MVP features and get it to the market and get user feedback, see the product market fit and ship. And also make sure that you have the right team. That is one of the most important things.
Okay. So that's a really wonderful advice. Thank you, Suman, so much. That you that was really wonderful having conversation with you on Finin. And I'm pretty much sure there are a lot of many stories to come up because the product is under development. And once it is developed, once it is on the market, there's going to be new stories coming up. And we would like to hear that part of the story as well on the long run.
Sure.
We can't predict the future, right? So it's all based on the experience what you're having from the previous ideas or the what all planning you have to do. Some might most of the ideas do fail, but most of them are basically something which you want to learn. So this is all a part of an experience which you're going through, and this is all a part of a journey wherein you always want to make sure that at the end I want to make sure everything goes on the right track. And I'm really honored that you has joined this podcasting, sharing your experience about the fintech and giving us really great advices and sharing us your challenges as well. So thank you so much for being part of this show. And I really would like to hear more stories from you, because this series is not going to be this is not going to be a full stop over here. We are going to hear more stories from your end on the long. So I would be also expecting you to be part of the show in the coming episodes to break it down, your product into product strategies, and what are the metrics you worked on, and how did you plan your pricing models, and how did you get your first customer. So this is all journey, this is all stories you're going to share. What failed is really important. So thank you once again for the show. I wish you all the best for your product launch in the coming month. Hopefully everything goes well. The product will be launched by March, and I'll be happy to look forward to use the product and be maybe a customer as well. So it's all about
Not maybe, dude. I want you to onboard at least all your colleagues and friends. That's what I,
Impress me.
and I'll,
Impress me.
yes, yes. I will do that. Oh, if you're not interested, then I'm coming to your office and I'm going to see the product then.
So that's all.
And
I want something that might be, really good with. See, I'm really very bad in handling finances.
let me tell you one thing. Have you ever forgot to unsubscribe to a solution you registered for?
No.
No, right? So what most of the people, and they subscribe for a beta, they subscribe for things, and they forget to unsubscribe, they get charged.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
And have you ever, do you know most of the people, they have recurring payments, right? But
Sorry?
if you ask most recurring payments.
Yeah.
So if you ask any of the person, when are you going charged by Netflix? They don't even know. They have to open their account and look at it.
Yes.
Unless you see the SMS. But
I had a situation. I had a very bad situation with Netflix on that. So my recurring payment got deducted somehow. I was like, what happened?
Yeah. You said right. You said no before when I asked you the same question. So you're being charged for something you subscribe to, and you don't know that, right?
Yeah.
So but we will clearly, our bank will clearly tell you who is going to charge you when, for what, so you can clearly unsubscribe, or you can.
I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm really excited. So I want to understand, like, there's something new coming in, right? So most of the people would like to see more creative products and innovative products. So it's up to you how you're going to brand it out, how you're going to create the brand awareness, and how you're going to place it on a table where people can talk about it through word of mouth, like you said. So let's look forward how things are going, and I would be really excited to use your product. I will be also definitely giving you brutal, honest feedback so that you can improve on the coming long run.
That will be great help.
Thank you. So thank you once again, Suman. Thank you so much for joining the podcast. We will definitely meet here in Bangalore itself, because I'm readily available in Bangalore. So
thanks a lot, Varun, for bringing me onto your podcast, and it's a great opportunity. And let's keep in touch. And cheers, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So thank you for your kind words, Suman, because it's all about hearing new experiences, and thank you for sharing your experience as well. So I will drop all the descriptions down in the below. So people who are watching this video, if you want to know more about Finin, if you want to discuss ideas or maybe
I just want to leave one marketing plug here, please. Guys, get onto Finin.in and register for the beta, and the first 1,000 users is going to get a metal card and cashback for 1 year on every
card. Okay, fine. I'll do that. I love metal cards.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, so including me. So that's including me, people. So if you want to the first metal card. So how many 100, right?
1,000.
1,000. Awesome. 1,000. Guys, come show some great, presence of getting your first metal card in India. I think I'd never heard in India there are no metal cards apart from Amex. Yeah. So let's get this metal card and see how things are working. So I'm really excited to see the first metal card myself, and I'll be also reviewing the metal card as well. So let's do a unboxing of a metal card as well.
The day you receive your debit card, you'll be Instagramming it, because that is one of the marketing techniques we have.
Yes. For sure. All the Instagram people, for them, it is a big thing. So yes, for me, it's LinkedIn. I will just share it in my LinkedIn. So yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So I'll leave the description down below to every links to, even if you want to directly get in touch with Suman, I'll leave the LinkedIn profile as well. So you can directly talk to him about any business opportunities or potential partnerships if you can work with. So thank you so much once again. Until next time, we'll meet you with yet another story of a creative, innovative startup story about their challenges and all. Until then, thank you. Bye-bye.
Perfect. Thank you.
Where you